Hi guys, Jurassic Junkie here, and it is good to be back. Welcome to the Friday Night Rant. So, I apologise as I have been lately, just been saying sorry this, sorry that, but I've now quit my job. I am a jobless bum, which is awesome, so I am now a full freelancer, and to be fair, for the first week or two, it's getting accounts sorted, getting clients in, it's just been very, very busy, but the thing is now I'm going to have to live by a calendar because I've got no boss breathing down my neck. I could just sit here all day just playing games and then find out I've got no money. So, because I'm going to live by a calendar, it does mean that I'm going to be able to say I need to do this video by this date and all this lot. So fingers crossed now, this should be back to a normal every Friday thing. So, before we go on to all the news, let's have a beer. And because I've been away a long time, I thought, I best get you the best beer known in the land. And it is IKEA beer. So yeah, I went to IKEA to get some units and noticed they're actually making their own beer. And this is a dark lager beer and it comes at a 4.7%. So let's see what the old IKEA beer is like. Oh, it's got some instructions on the top as well, just like the units, telling you how to open it. That's awesome. I spilled some. Right, give her a go. That's not bad at all. I can taste the chipwood, the screws. In fact, that's not bad at all actually, so well done IKEA, you can actually make a beer. So, let's crack on. First of all then, if you're an Xbox Live member and you've got a gold account, you can actually get the Forza Horizon demo, which I've downloaded over the last 2 days and can't stop playing because the game is fantastic. Now, I've spoken in the past that I've always wanted to have another Burnout, and Forza's absolutely awesome. And Forza's kind of tailor-made itself now to feel very much like Burnout without being too over the top. And they've got a great balance of actual proper car physics in there, combined with let's smash stuff up and get some points. So they've done really, really well. But if anyone's thinking, I like car games and Forza is awesome, but I want something even more realistic, well, you're in luck because there is a game on its way. And it is a game that I've created myself, so yes, as you can see, it is quite poor. But the point is, I realised the other day that now my job is to do web design. I used to do web design as a hobby, and obviously now it's become my full-time job, so now I've lost my hobby, apart from gaming, but that's just life, we know that. Gaming. Point was, I just thought, you know what? I love gaming, I want to actually learn how to make a game. So it's not exactly I'm going to expect to be the next Angry Birds or anything like that. The point is I just want to do something as a hobby on the weekends, and I decided to download Unity. And Unity is a free game engine, it's absolutely awesome. Takes a bit of time to get your head around, but because I already know programming, I understand the fundamentals and the basics of programming, I just need to apply it to Unity. But at the same time, I've got to learn a load more stuff. So, as you just saw there, that thing was quite terrible, but to me, I was quite happy. I made something move and hit a lamppost, and I modelled it all myself, so I was very chuffed with that. But the point is, what I'm going to do is, every week, I'm going to tweak and obviously improve on the game and make it 10 times better than what you've just seen there. That was just my first test. And what I'm going to do is every week I'm just going to export what I've done and upload it to JurassicJunkie.com. So if you ever want to see the stages of a game getting better and better over time, then head over to JurassicJunkie.com. Fingers crossed I'll actually get that on there time this video is out. But if it isn't, just have a look down below and I'll give you the direct link to actually play the game. And it is far from a game. You'll just go forward using the WSAD keys and you'll bang into lampposts and get points, and that's it. But it did take me 2 days to actually get that far. So yes, Forza Horizon, God, that beer is good. Forza Horizon, watch yourself. So let's just not mess about, let's just jump straight into EA. So every single week, well, because I've been lazy, so not many weeks, but the point is, EA managed to do something every week that surprises me. Now, I know they like to push DLC, and like to do that, that's a given, that's EA. But EA still think of new ways to make people go, you dirty bastards! And they've done something quite special this week. And what it is they've decided to get all the Command & Conquer games and stick them all into one game called Command & Conquer 17, which is 17 Command & Conquer games, great name. They're actually going to sell this in digital and in physical form. So far, EA, that's quite a good idea. I'm following you. And we all know that they really want to push the digital side of things to the point where it actually says they're very soon going to phase out physical altogether. But when you go to buy this product through the website, you get an option of 2 different games. You can have the digital game or you can have the physical version game. So a lot of people have looked at the prices, gone, digital should actually be cheaper, but nonetheless the same price. I'm going to go with physical because I like to have a physical copy on a shelf and I enjoy holding a disc in my hands. So people have actually paid for the physical copy. And little did they know, teeny weeny small print, I'll put the picture up now, and it actually says the actual box doesn't contain a disc, it contains an actual digital code so you can download it digitally. So EA are actually just selling boxes. Now I understand some people would still buy this knowing this, going, well, I want a box on my shelf, and for them people that's absolutely fine. But the point is, EA have kind of just put it in small writing, and to be fair, I would never read that. If I looked and it says physical and digital, I would just go physical and instantly expect myself to have a disc in my hand when it turns up. So if people are buying this, they're having to wait 4 or 5 days for it to be shipped, then open it up and find this actual code inside, then having to download it, which they could have just done in the first place. So they're kind of holding themselves back 5 days or so to actually play the game, and they're actually just getting a digital copy in the first place. IKEA beer. Oh, if you just bear with me a second, it sounds like my physical copy of an EA game is turning up. Voila! So, yes, that's a physical copy then to EA. They'll just give you a bunch of numbers inside a box and you've got your physical copy. So, I just wish that if they wanted to do that, they just named it box with a code or digital, and then people wouldn't accidentally buy a product which they didn't want in the first place. So, nice one, EA. So, the next thing I want to talk about is there's a guy by the name of Kim.com. Now, he's changed his surname because he's super awesome, and what he does is he ran Megaupload.com, and as you know, Megaupload got shut down simply because obviously people was putting on their illegal movies, people was downloading them, obviously the government come in and then tried to put him into jail. But the point is that, first of all, that service was actually being used by people like artists to try and get the music out there, so there was some good to that service, but the point stands, that guy's got loads of money. And what it was is he decided to kick back in his mansion and he wanted to be the #1 player at Modern Warfare 3. So he decided to upgrade his broadband, because obviously everyone knows lag's a killer when you actually want to be the best in an FPS. And he sat back and he actually became #1 in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, which is pretty damn good of him. But the interesting thing was, during this time, obviously he's playing this game, and at the end of the game your little scoreboard comes up and tells you how many points you've got for the round, but at the same time it tells you your ping. Now Kim was always checking his ping, obviously making sure he's got the lowest ping possible to make sure he's actually hitting them targets. Then he noticed that his ping started to get a bit higher for no reason. Now he's not running anything on his PC, so he's like, why am I actually getting a bit of a longer connection to the actual server? So we did a quick trace route, which actually tells you how many servers it takes for you to get to the actual internet side. So he just ran through, and first of all he knew there's probably about 3 servers between him and his actual ISP providing the internet. But when his ping started to go up a bit, he just did a little trace route and noticed that there was about 6 or 7 additional servers in between him. And just from that alone, he actually found out that the government was spying on him. Now the thing is, the government and him are all going into this massive debate at the moment, saying obviously what he was doing is illegal, but at the same time what the government was doing illegal. And I think it's absolutely awesome, because the thing is, if the government want to turn around and say what you're doing is illegal, that's because by the book he's done something wrong. So if you want to get someone done by the book, you've got to go by the book. And they decided to illegally tap his lines and do lots of illegal stuff, and I hope it all blows up in their face, because at the end of the day, if you're saying you're naughty but at the same time you're being naughty to say he's naughty, then you're just a bunch of idiots. So yeah, Call of Duty actually shown up that he was being hacked, or spied upon, not hacked. So, going from that piece of Call of Duty news on to another. Now, there's a level on Modern Warfare 2, and this is back when I really did enjoy the Call of Duty games, by the name of Favela, and it was an awesome map, and to be fair, I played it for hundreds and hundreds of hours and never noticed this. And what it is someone's been playing it, and they noticed in the game there's a photo frame, and on that actual photo frame there's a tiny bit of writing around the sides, and no one's probably even taken a second to actually read it. But the thing is, so what it is actually, I'm going to have a look down now, it is a derogative response, a quote attributed to the Prophet Muhammad, which reads, Allah is the beauty and he loves beauty. But apparently this is actually offensive to the Islamic faith. And the other thing about it is this actual picture only is in the game above a toilet. So a few people have been angry about this, but I think the entire story has been blown out of proportion, because what's happened is someone's turned around and said, that is offensive to me. And what's happened is Activision simply turned around and gone, not a problem, we'll fix it. They took the map down, they fixed it, they put it back online, and everyone's happy. It's not as if loads of people are actually burning American flags and stuff like that. And the thing is, the news gets hold of it and people are like, oh, they didn't! And it's just blown out of proportion. And to be fair, it's just somebody obviously did something wrong at Activision, they didn't actually check what they was doing. But at the end of the day, things like this happen. We've seen Minecraft slip the word in by accident just because they're not checking every piece of the game. So the thing is, actually, I've got to say, Activision done quite well. They sorted it out. But that brings me on lovely to the point of PETA. So PETA then, who obviously stand for animal rights, every so often decide to chuck out a game, and the game is normally a parody of a game. And this time they've actually decided to go down the route of taking the mick out of Pokemon. Now they've got Pokemon Black and Blue, which is quite a good name, Black and Blue, punches, bruises, I like it. And everyone's gone crazy, they've gone like, I can't believe PETA's actually thinking Pokemon are being harmed, blah 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 blah. Now I've just got to say, you idiots if you believe that PETA believe that, because PETA don't at all think that Pokemon are being injured or this is a great way to do it. All it is a fantastic way to get their name out in the news. And there's that old saying that any publicity is good publicity, and the point is everyone on Facebook's talking about it. Everyone's going, oh, I can't believe this, can't believe this, and millions of people are going in and actually probably playing this game. And yeah, PETA's getting loads of hits, and the thing is that it's making their name weird to some people that might not be aware of them. So I'll bet you now, every time they make a game, because they did the original Mario one as well, saying it was the Tanuki suit or something was covered in blood, and everybody went crashing in then, and I bet you'll see the amount of people that donate actually shoot through the roof. Now I would say that probably 98% of people that go into that site are going in because they hate PETA, but then there is that 2% that go in and go, oh, this is quite a nice website, I like what you do, here's a bit of money. So the thing is, every time they release a game, they'll probably make a bit more money in donations. So just don't read too much into this PETA thing. It's done just to try and get people in the droves onto that site and hopefully get a few new custom. And I don't for a second believe that they think that this game is actual proper justification to say Pokemon is bad. A bit more IKEA bit. And the problem is that it's like slightly a bit warm now, because while I was filming the battery died and then I had to charge it, do a bit of editing, and now I've got a warm beer. But don't matter, we'll crack on. What it is I just want to talk a little bit about Valve. And then Valve, Steam, whatever it is, are awesome. They do really good things, and something came to light this week what I noticed, and I was like, you know what, you are even better than I thought you was. And as you know, companies love to sue each other, especially Apple taking on Samsung. Everybody's suing each other at the moment because it's a quick way to make money. But there's a guy who went along and made a game, put it on the iOS market or the iTunes market, whatever you want to call it, so you could download for your phone. I think it might be out for the iPad, and it was called Wormholes. And the idea behind Wormholes is you've got a gun and you shoot it against a wall and a portal will appear, and then you shoot another one against a wall and another portal will appear, and you go through and come out of it. So it kind of sounds a bit like the game Portal. And obviously Valve got behind this and gone, wait a minute, someone's copied our game. So they contacted the actual user, and the user's now updated his game, and it's still online, and he was charging for it, and now it just simply says, Valve have requested that I make this application free due to the close resemblance of the PC and console version of Portal. End of. That's it. They've said, you've obviously put a lot of time and effort into that game, keep giving it to people for free, we don't mind, but we don't want you to make money off it because this is obviously our intellectual property as such, so don't take any money off it, but you can keep actually putting it out there, get your name out there, and everyone can enjoy Wormholes. So that is brilliant that Valve are going, we haven't got to sue the planet, we just say, don't do that, mate, and carry on. And it's awesome of them, so that's brilliant. And the other thing I want to talk about Valve is, over the last few weeks, they've decided to roll out software on Steam. Now, I'm not a fan of this. Now, first of all, obviously, the idea of getting software through Steam is great for some people because, obviously, people like to buy software from different sites. And if you trust Steam and you've got a lot of time and effort spent into Steam, then it makes sense to just get your software through Steam as well. But the only thing I don't like about it is I don't like when my gaming starts to mix with different media. Now, this brings me to my question of the week. And what that is how do you feel when they actually make consoles do other things? So let's, for instance, just take Xbox Live. I turn that on now and I've got my Sky, my Netflix and absolutely everything there. Now, it's weird because on one hand I'm like, I quite like the idea of having Netflix there, but what I want is this much gaming and a tiny bit of Netflix and stuff just pushed to the side that I'll have to actually go and find if I want. But sadly, it's actually changed where my gaming is getting there and all the big flashy things like Sky Player, BBC iPlayer are all in my face. And I don't like it when these things start to actually take over what I wanted it for in the first place. So the question this week is quite simple. Do you want to keep your gaming products, services and software as just gaming stuff? Or do you like it when they actually provide different things such as watching TV or surfing the internet or other things? Or do you want it just as a gaming unit? So that's it, guys. I'm going to kick back and drink this drink, edit this, and then I'm going to shoot off into town because it's actually my leaving due for leaving the place that I used to work for a few weeks back. So yeah, that's it, guys. And like I said, hopefully I'll be doing this every single week now. And also, again, down below is the link to that game that I made, but like I said, bear with it, and every week I'll try and improve it, and hopefully you'll see something actually good come from it. And at the same time, if a lot of people do decide to look into it and actually follow it kind of thing, and people are more interested in it, I might even do a few set of tutorials of how to actually make your basic game. But to be fair, at the moment I am at the basic stage, so give me a few months to actually get to a decent level, and then I might even make some tutorials. But either way, hope you have a great weekend. Sun looks quite good, so get a few tins down you and crack on with some gaming. Cheers, guys. Bye.